Hello, my name is Brian Tracy, and we're here at the Indianapolis National Speakers Association annual meeting. And I just want to talk about my friend Ubong, who is one of the very best speakers in the world today. And he has a wonderful message that's full of insight and emotion and ideas that you can use to dramatically improve your life and your work. So if you're thinking of using a speaker of any kind, please talk to my friend Ubong and he will take care of you.
Call to rise above all of those challenges, because there is an anticipation that we are bigger than this, we are better than this, and that with time we will take our place.
Every day you will face the challenge. Now is that time, the challenge to perform. For in the end, words are words, but your only reality is performance. So never forget, ultimately, you will be judged by how you perform. Yes, by your performance.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you easily forget your point? Are you shy and need some confidence? Then come for one-on-one coaching in public speaking. Call 0802-3032-066.
Welcome to Conversations with Mr. Motivator, Ibong Essien himself. Do you dream? I mean, I don't mean the one that you dream when you're asleep. I mean the one that you dream when you're wide awake. I'm sure you have done that at some point or the other. It's good to dream, and it's good to dream big, because it is dreams that become reality. You must follow your dream with actions. Dare to dream and achieve. Remember also Barack Obama? He dreamt he would become President of America. And everyone thought, oh, come on, get real, you're black. Today, he is the president. So dare to dream. That is what Mr. Motivator will be talking to us about today. Hello, Yvonne, welcome.
Good to be here once again. Indeed, dreams are very, very powerful things.
I should
very
dream.
powerful. We all should dream. In fact, not that you're allowed, every man, not just allowed, every man has a right to. In fact, I believe that dreams represent the franchise of all men. So that if you do not use it, it's like not using your right to vote, to choose your leader. So you are likely to settle for whatever you get. But when you use that, when you exercise that right, it makes a world of a difference. So I tell people, see your ability to dream dreams as the power and the right that you have to paint the picture that you really want, and then go for it. That's how it works.
I think it's the going for it part that I'd like us to talk about today. Many of us dream and don't do anything about our dreams. We fantasize more like it. It's gone beyond dreams now. What do we need to go after our dreams and make them reality? I mean, look at Barack Obama. I mean, everyone thought that what he was dreaming was impossible. But look at him now.
I think the starting point is to have a very daring mindset. Because to dream actually is to dare. That's really what it's about. It's about being audacious. That in your mind you've seen that you could someday become such and such a person, or you could someday create such and such a thing, and in your mind you've pictured it. That is always a good way to begin, because if you're not daring, in other words, if you're not willing to go after something that is beyond what people see as the norm, then even when you have dreams, your chances of making them a reality are going to be very, very slim. In fact, those who dream and make dreams come true are people who are daring.
Yeah, remember that saying, he who dares wins?
Absolutely. He who dares wins, and he who dares not wins, gets not.
Nothing.
That's how it works. So it must start with a daring mindset. That's how it begins. Look at the guys who invented the airplane, for example. Look at the guys who invented Thomas Edison, who was once called adult by his own teacher, yet invented so many things. You've got to be audacious to want to swim against, the stream.
Yeah, that takes a lot of courage, actually.
Absolutely.
Because you want to do something that nobody has done before.
And go where no one has ever gone.
And it's like, I mean, am I going to be able to do? Won't you? Suppose you get scared halfway through or something. That's allowed, isn't it?
To be scared is to be real. To be scared is to be real. And we must never ever pretend about that. Some of the greatest and strongest men in life, from time to time, get scared at the prospect of what they are attempting. But in spite of that, they move on. Because ultimately, it is a journey. And there are times when you have to go from the unknown to the known. And that's really what it's about. So it's good to have dreams. And when we talk of dreams, let's realize that it's not the experience you have in the middle of the night after you finish the bowl of pounded yam and someone is chasing after you with a broom or something. That's not what we're talking about here. It's like what T.S. Eliot said, that there are two kinds of dreamers. There are those who dream at night and wake up only to discover it was all vain. And there are those who dream in the daytime. That those are the dangerous men, because such men dream with eyes wide open to make those dreams come true. So we're saying you are using your mind mentally to picture or to create a preferable future. One that inspires you, one that energizes you, one that challenges you, one that you really, really feel, yes, I think it's worth it and I can go for it. It could be starting a school. It could be helping people out. It could be starting a business. It could be inventing something that works for everybody. Whatever it is that appeals to you as a person, as long as you can dream it, it is possible you can make it happen. That is the truth about dreams.
Yeah, right. So, we'll just take a break and we'll be right back.
From the School of Eloquence comes Speak with Power, a home study course in public speaking. This 7-hour video and 7-hour audio plus course book will show you how to overcome stage fright, develop confidence, structure your message, prepare and practice your speaking, and everything you need to know about public speaking. To order, call 0802-3032-066. Delivery nationwide, including shipping and handling. Great speakers are made and not born. Public speaking is a skill and not a talent and can be learned. Come to the School of Eloquence and we will help you overcome stage fright and shyness, organize your ideas and speak more confidently before any type of audience. Attend our 2-day practical training in public speaking this Thursday and Friday. Venue CVL Building, 6 Balarabe Musa Street of Samuel Manwa, near 1004 Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. To register, pay 25,000 naira to School of Eloquence GTB account number 0122-803533. Covers tuition, course materials, DVDs, lunch and certificate. For more information, call 0802-3032-066. School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
And we're talking about dreams and dreaming big. So, after I have dreamt the dream, what do I do next towards achieving it?
After you've mentally
Yes.
painted the picture of the future that you want, you must take the next step by drafting the dream. You've dreamt the
That
dream.
means I have to write it down?
You have to write it down. You've got to somehow capture it physically. It could be by way of a photograph, a graphic, something that captures it in written form. You have to explain it. You've got to be able to write it out. It's like writing a vision and making it plain, so that when people read it, they see the picture that you have been painting. They can see clearly. So, for example, it's like the young man who wanted to become the chief executive of Coca-Cola by the name Douglas Ivester in the 80s. He was working as an external auditor. And then he said to himself, one day I would love to become the chief executive of Coca-Cola. He writes it down and then sets a date. I call it a date with destiny. And begins to work towards, begins to position himself, begins to help out with the organization. And before you know it, months before the date, an opportunity comes in. He's brought into the organization and there's a window of opportunity for him to become CEO, and Douglas Harvester becomes the chief executive of Coca-Cola. He envisioned it, he pictured it in his mind, and he drafted it. It was clear to all around him. You've got to draft your dreams. If it's serious, then it's worth taking a pen to a note and drafting. It's very important because this is the blueprint for your life.
So I dream the dream,
Yes.
then I draft the
Absolutely.
dream, and then I...
Once you have drafted your dream, the next stage is you are now getting more and more committed, because you notice whatever is written suddenly becomes important.
Indeed.
Because you have written it. So you now have to hold yourself accountable. Drafting it presupposes that there's a plan. This is my roadmap. This is where I'm going. So once you've drafted the dream, you now have to declare the dream. You have to talk about it.
Okay.
You cannot have a dream that is only within you. You've got to declare the dream, not discuss it.
Declare it.
You've got to be able to tell people, I have a
anybody.
dream. Yes, just like Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream that one day. He was not discussing.
Just writing it down, isn't that enough? Writing it down means I see it all the time, and maybe because I'm seeing it all the time, I'll begin to work towards it.
That's fine, but you may not give yourself enough of a challenge. See, when you talk about something, when you declare,
But someone might steal my dream if I tell someone.
not necessarily. Dreams are the most difficult things to steal. Why? Because remember, your dreams carry your own imprint. It's like saying that someone's going to steal my signature, my identity.
It happens.
Well, it happens, but in a real sense, it still cannot change who you are and what you represent. So your dreams bear your imprint. As a matter of fact, someone once said that our dreams are the touchstones of our character. So you've got to be able to declare it. You've got to talk about it. Let's know where you are going. Let's know what you want to achieve. If you truly believe in a thing,
Okay.
you have to declare it, not discuss. Now, people make this mistake. They go to their friends, the naysayers, and say, "Look, I've been nursing this idea
What do you think?"
of setting up, of opening up a fast food restaurant along Okwebi."
Yeah.
So when he's saying, "You." Have you ever been to Okwebi before? Have you ever, and they begin to, because you set yourself up for discussion. You are discussing your dream, but should you go out and say, "I have a dream that in 3 to 5 years time, my restaurant, though unbuilt, will be one of the leaders, or the biggest along this highway." Now, you suddenly are on the
Well,
offense here.
I'm sure that some people, when they heard Obama's declaration, they laughed at him.
Absolutely, that is going to happen. Two things happen when you declare a dream. You're going to have naysayers trying to discourage you, and also you will have helpers of your dream. They may not always be in the majority, but somehow you're likely to find someone and say, "Oh, you mean you want to have a restaurant? You know, what can I do to help you?" You never know, because when you've declared, words are very powerful. You're sowing seeds. It will bring up those who are for and those who are against. It's good. So just like in Obama's case, I remember when the declaration started, I had the privilege, I was in New York then. I heard all sorts of stories on American television. Some people laughed at it. Some people just hide with it. Well, what does he think? On national television.
Yeah.
And there were a few people who felt it's possible. The ordinary people who could give $10, $100, the helpers of his dream, all of a sudden began springing up from left, right, and center. And that's what happened. So it is very, very critical in the chain of dreams actualization. You must declare it, not discuss it. Because when you declare, there is no going back. When you discuss, there is wiggle room to, okay, it's a discussion, all right. Okay, you can end up leaving the dream behind. Say, okay, since people don't like it, let's leave it. But when you declare, you are taking a firm stand. I have a dream, and I believe it can come true. So you've got to declare the dream. It's very important.
Okay, so we have dreamt it, we have drafted it, we have declared it. After declaring it, we have to go to break. We were talking about dreams, and we've established that you dream, then you draft the dream, and then you declare the dream.
Right.
So after declaring the dream, well, how do you achieve it? Where do you go from there?
Well, you now move to the next stage, which is doing things that will lead towards the realization of the dream. Because now that you've declared the dream, there is no hiding place for you. So it's full speed ahead now. You've got to make sure that you are at least working towards the realization. So you now begin to set goals. Dreams are typically big picture things. I want to become the president of the United States. Let's take Barack Obama for example. He declares this dream early 2007.
Did he declare it yesterday or the day before?
Absolutely. He doesn't just wake up 2 months at a time. Early 2007. So already those that are for him emerge. Those that are against him emerge as well. Then he begins to say, the journey of 1,000 miles must begin with the first step. How many steps do I need to take?
Bill Clinton made up his mind when he saw Kennedy when he was in primary school or something that he wanted to be president.
So you can imagine, how many years of preparations and what have you. So once you have declared your dream, you now have to start setting goals, because goals have timelines. Remember that the dream is an entire picture. There will be certain milestones between the point of dreaming, drafting and declaring, and living the dream. So, for example, you dream of becoming the chief executive of, say, NNPC or Mobile, and you are currently in secondary school. So you know that your next phase is to get your JAMB right. The next is to get your university education right. So you start to set such goals. After that, what next? Okay, you now have a job. What are the things you need to do? So there are always phases involved. But the key thing here is the word do. You must actively be doing things that are putting you on the path towards the realization of the dream. You want to have the biggest fast food restaurant in Lagos. Fine. What are you doing now? Have you started baking cakes in your garage with what you have? Because if you're declaring such a big dream and all you're doing is jumping all over the place, making noise, talking about it, and you're still doing things related to your dream, then something is wrong. That dream is likely to be aborted. So we need to see today strong indications that you are on course, strong indication that you are on the right path towards the realization of that dream. So it's going to be subject to every individual interpretation to say, okay, these are the things I need to do right now before I can become this person. For Obama, before I become president, I need to win my party's nomination. Before I can win my party's nomination, I need to win XYZ elections in XYZ numbers of states. So let's start with Iowa.
I need to take you way back. I need to, rehearse that. I need to get more experience in governance by going to the House of Reps, by going to Senate.
Absolutely. So it's a journey. So once it's clear to you, all you'll be doing is taking steps and doing things. It is not passive actualization. It is active. You must consistently be on the path, doing things that strongly show, without a doubt, that you are on course. And that's why that fourth phase is called doing the dream. You must do the dream.
Yeah, but there are dreams and there are memories.
Absolutely.
Are they the same?
They are not the same. It's like having a cassette tape player. You have various buttons. You have the play button. You have the fast forward button. And you have the reverse button. Dreams are very futuristic.
Okay, that's the fast
Dreams, absolutely.
Okay.
Memories belong to the past. Memories represent our history as it stands. Dreams represent our history as can be. So most times people find themselves in this holding situation, stuck with their memories, even though they have dreams of what could better their lots. So as they seek to realize their dreams, they somehow remember. People remind them, remember you. Don't you know where you're from? You're from the bush, remember?
Spoilers.
You're from, exactly. Now, if you allow those thoughts to dominate your thinking, you are allowing your memories of failures of the past, of disappointment of the past. Who hasn't been disappointed? Who hasn't failed in the past? If you allow them to become very strong, they will dominate your thoughts and suck the life out of your dreams. And that's why the admonition is very simple. Never let your memories be greater than your dreams.
Oh, well said. Never let your memories
be greater than your dreams.
Greater than your dreams. Great, great words from Ubong Essien himself. We'll just nip into the big performance masterclass for a minute.
Think of yourself as an asset. The reason why some of us are no longer as valuable as we should be is because we've never been thinking of ourselves as assets, therefore we do not add value to ourselves. I see no reason why you will be so willing, for example, to spend 50,000 naira on clothing and so reluctant to spend a fraction of that to buy a book that you can read that can enrich your thinking. Then it says a lot about you as a person that you do not see yourself in development terms. And by the way, the clothing will just require the first visit to the dry cleaner to depreciate fully. That's all. Or had you added one more increment of idea or knowledge, say attending a seminar, buying a book, or attending a course, upgrading your knowledge, upgrading your skills, more people would have become attracted to you. More opportunities therefore would have opened up for you to do what you know how to do best, and that would have inadvertently attracted more income. Apart from the income, it would have attracted more respect. And you know that once you gain more respect, what happens? Your value climbs. That's what happens. More and more people respect you. When they talk about you in glowing terms, and others, when they listen, begin to think of, how can I associate with this person? But when you tell people this, they begin to wonder, how can I buy books for 10,000 naira? It doesn't make sense. We need to get our priorities straight. The greatest asset that ever existed is you. But that asset must be made to appreciate in value. Day in, day out. Year in, year out. And for that to happen, there must be this consistent increments in terms of knowledge, in terms of ideas. When you come to the table, what ideas? Are you bringing in fresh ideas to the group that you belong? Will you be commanding greater attention? Will you be wielding greater influence on account of what you do? On your job, would you have so much raised the bar, redefined how that work is being done? Or would we be on the same trend? What the Americans call the same old, same old. Because that's what's going to lead to your being promoted. That's what's going to lead to your being paid more. Because you have become more. Not that you have more, but you have become more. I once met a legislator who told me, look, I have all the money you can think of. I'm well off financially, but something is missing. I am a far cry in terms of my ability to speak in public. Can you imagine? And this happened to be a legislator. I have money, I have cars. He had more, but was less. That's what happens when you're driving along the road and the guy is driving a brand new Jeep, say a Toyota Prado, and speeds on the highway from outside the Jeep. He has more, but he is less because there is no refinement of the human person. The greatest form of development in any society, in any environment, in any organization is human development. And that responsibility must be taken personally by all the human beings concerned. Nobody is interested in developing you. Just in case you haven't realized that. It's a personal responsibility, it's a personal journey. And we must embark on that journey. Otherwise, we will continue to depreciate. And as we depreciate, we become less and less relevant. As we become less and less relevant, people will not want to have anything to do with us. And we can no longer make the kind of impact that we may seek to make. When you see yourself as an asset, it changes how you treat yourself. There's no limit to what you can invest in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of energy, in terms of attention to improve on yourself. There's no limit because you know that you are valuable. You are an asset. Therefore, that is where all the work has got to go.
So in closing now, Yvonne, can you just give us, in a nutshell, what this dare to dream and succeed attitude is all about?
Well, you've said it. It's about dreams. That's what it is. It's always good to keep these things as simple as possible because these are principles at work. Anything that the mind can conceive and believe, a man can actually achieve. So I'm just going to say to people, go out there, don't stop on your dreams if you've already packed them aside because of what people said. Believe again. Believe again in yourself. Believe again that that future you once thought of for yourself can be possible. And then go for it. Because after all, a man's dreams are an index to his greatness.
Thank you very much, Yvonne Essien. The dare to dream and succeed attitude. Dream the dream, draft the dream, declare the dream, and do the dream. These are words of Yvonne Essien. You have to dream it and you have to do it. See you again soon. Bye.
From the School of Eloquence comes Speak with Power, a home study course in public speaking. This 7-hour video and 7-hour audio plus course book will show you how to overcome stage fright, develop confidence, structure your message, prepare and practice your speaking, and everything you need to know about public speaking. To order, call 0802-3032-066. Delivery nationwide, including shipping and handling.